Hey lovelies, it's me Kykles and welcome back to my channel for day number 10 of the 25 days of Christmas with Kykles. Now today I would like to introduce you to someone very, very special, someone that I spent a lot of time creating, and I spent a lot of time kind of thinking about how I wanted him to look and just the whole creatism today. So this is Mitch Hewitt. He is a young adult and he is my day number 10, which is my Christmas present creatism. Now, you guys are probably wondering, I'm not too sure if you're wondering, but you probably are, what is a present creatism, Kylie? What does that mean? Well, I'm going to tell you what that means, and pretty much it is the hot guy, and I thought that it would be a great way to kind of spruce it up a little bit. And pretty much what I mean by that is that there is a single lovely lady out there waiting for Mitch, and I guess Mitch could kind of be her present, for Christmas. But anyways, so let me just go into the background story about Mitch Hewitt and about his background and just where he is in life now, I guess, in general. So Mitch Hewitt grew up in Oasis Springs with his very wealthy parents, and his dad is a famous writer, while his mum was a stay-at-home mum with his two younger brothers. And he loved being around his mum all the time. He's a bit of a mum's boy, if I'm being completely honest with you. And his dad went out, and he's a famous writer, as I said before, so he goes out and he sells his books to companies, and he pretty much is a freelance writer, which means that he works for himself, sells his books to the local companies in Willow Creek and Magnolia Promenade, and just everywhere pretty much, and even in Windenburg. Like, Mr. Hewitt, which is Mitch's dad, is well known. Mr. Hewitt and Co. So everybody knows what Mr. Hewitt and Co. means. So it's kind of a family tradition to be a writer, and I'm not gonna lie, he kind of said to Mitch, come on, instead of going to athletic school and going to bodybuilding school and sports school, whatever schools that Mitch wanted to go in the past, because I'm not gonna lie, he wanted to go to a lot of schools and study, and anything to do with being athletic, he was totally in for it. And he said to Mitch, like, hey, come on, you can be a writer like me, you can be successful. But Mitch said, no, I want to go and be a professional bodybuilder. So his dad was sweet with that. His dad helped train him. His dad obviously hired him a professional, one-on-one professional coach, which was awesome. And that was Mitch's kind of teen years, getting into the young adult years. So Mitch moved out with his long-term girlfriend Courtney of about 7 or 8 years they were together for, and they moved out to Willow Creek to start a new life together and pretty much just be together full time. Courtney and Mitch met at a local club one night, and he was out with his best friend Matthew, and he saw Courtney from over the room, and he was like, damn girl, I like you. Literally, he felt, I guess love at first sight was totally what happened between Mitch and Courtney. However, when Mitch was going to propose to Courtney, because they've been together for a long time, I'm talking like years, not months, I'm talking years. So when they were in about their 6th year together, Mitch had organised and started planning for a whole year to engage to try and ask Courtney to marry him. And he never really had the courage to do it. And he obviously had to get Courtney's father's approval. And raising Courtney as a single father was always very hard for Courtney's father. And especially he was very protective of Courtney, and he was very careful on who Courtney was dating, etc., etc. So Mitch kind of had a little bit of trouble kind of going to her father and stuff, but he plucked up the courage one day. He took his dad along, and he asked, and he said, yeah, sure, son. I totally can trust you with my daughter Courtney. You treat her right, you respect her, and I have respect for you, pretty much. So that is what he did, and he was been planning it for a whole year, and he organised to go to Willow Creek, the local park, and he was going to propose to her on this beautiful white balcony with white flowers and red seats and the whole 9 yards. He was going to have an entertainer. He was going to hire a mixologist, even a caterer. And, you know, it was going to cost him a lot of money because he had to, you know, hire the venue and the creators, like the artists and stuff, and it was gonna cost him a lot of money. So he used up all of his life savings for his school, and pretty much he dropped out of school and he decided that he was going to become a freelance bodybuilder and go out by himself and start becoming a gym trainer. So he used all the money for the proposal and things, and he paid all the people that he needed to pay, and he organised it for the next week, and he was getting real nervous. And one day he came home from the gym and he found Courtney and Matthew on the sofa kissing and hugging and pretty much in each other's arms, saying that they loved each other very much. Mitch was literally... he felt so many different things all at once. He felt upset, angry, disappointed, and like he'd been betrayed. And, you know, flash forward to another year where he's been by himself for a whole year. He misses Courtney so much. He misses her so much, but Courtney and Matthew are actually together. They've been a couple, they've been a thing, I guess, ever since they've started seeing each other behind Mitch's back, which was probably, I'm going to say probably about the 6th year. So they've been seeing each other for a couple years behind Mitch's back anyways. So they've kind of been together ever since, and they see, like, the family, like the Hewitt family sees Courtney and Matthew together, and it's just so heartbreaking because, you know, the family was really in love with Courtney, and they were like, you know, she's going to be part of the family, and she's going to be a Mrs. Hewitt, you know. So that is the kind of a little background story about Mitch. I will say, flash forward another year. I think in another year or so he'll be ready to date and start on the lookout for Mrs. Right, and maybe he will propose to her. I don't know. I don't know how it's all going to turn out, but he knows that he absolutely despises of his old best friend and Courtney. He just can't stand them both, and he does wish nothing but the best for both of them, but in reality he just absolutely hates both of them. So Mitch has been thrown from so many different angles of, you know, like Courtney's dad saying you betrayed her, and that wasn't the case at all. And he had to deal with his father, you know, trying to tell him, trying to make sure that the family wouldn't go and rebel against Courtney, and he just wanted to kind of move on. And I will say, you know, in about a year he'll be ready to date Mrs. Right. I know he will be. So if you guys have enjoyed this whole background story, don't forget to give it a big like up down below, and subscribe if you guys are new here and you would like to. I upload plenty of Sims 4 content for you guys all to enjoy. And if you guys would like to add some potential love interests for Mitch Hewitt, you can hashtag... yeah, so you can hashtag, what's the name? Yeah, so you guys can hashtag Mitch Hewitt if you guys want to, or Kykles, just hashtag Kykles, or let me know down below if you would like to add a potential love interest for Mitch, and I'll go check them out. Anyways, guys, I'm off. Thank you guys all so much, and I'll see all of you lovelies next time. Bye, guys!